Happy holidays, everyone. 2025 was a year filled with big moments, deep playoff runs, and a plethora of state appearances.
Yeah, that's right, Ben. And as we wrap up the year, let's look back on some of the teams and moments to remember. Now, in football, we can't forget about the two squads who made it to their respective state title games.
In rather memorable ways, too. Brown County with an incredible win against Calhoun, stuffing the two-point conversion for the win, their first time advancing to the state championship. Meanwhile, Hannibal with the multiple location changes and even after being pushed back a day, made it look easy against St. Mary's Southside. And speaking of those Pirates, how about the volleyball team making it to the Final Four for the first time in program history? And in the third place game, rallying from down 2-0, ending their season with a win.
Yep, that's right. We also had another girls team with their best finish ever. KTVO Girls Golf put together quite the finale, bringing back second place as a team from state. And while we're on the topic of golf, a state championship to celebrate from way back in the spring as Palmyra Boys Golf brought home the title back to the Show Me State.
Staying in Missouri, how about the magical run Canton boys basketball went on earlier this year? The Tigers found themselves playing for a state title, ultimately falling short against Eugene, but still capping off an historic season with a 25-6 record. A pretty incredible moment from that basketball season, too. On the girls' side, KTVO girls basketball advancing to state, and what a shot here as Sage Stratton celebrated with Coach Eric Orn in the super sectional title game.
And you can't forget about the college level either, as the Hawks were cutting down the nets. KTVO women's basketball bringing home a GLVC tournament title. Overall, a ton of great moments from this year and so many more we didn't even have time to get to, Ben.
That's right, Hayden, but the rest of our crew does have more to celebrate. Let's send it over to AJ Johnson now in Iowa.
Thanks, guys. For 2025 in the Hawkeye State, we celebrated #IowaGirl as a couple individuals and a few teams capitalized on current streaks from past seasons. The Ottumwa girls bowling team continued their rolling success with their record 25th consecutive state tournament appearance. Although they didn't notch their 12th state title, Senior Mackenzie Club did capture second place in the individuals tournament. The EBF girls basketball team made their third trip to the Wells Fargo Arena for a chance at a state title. They ran out of fuel in the semifinals, but that accomplishment marked 8 straight trips to the state tournament in girls sports, including softball, volleyball, and track. Speaking of the runners, it was 4-time state qualifier McKenna Montgomery of Albia who crossed the finish line first and was finally named the Class 2A cross-country champion. She previously finished 12th, 2nd, and then 3rd, when Resilience won out. And that's what being an Iowa girl is all about. Now let's head over to Kaylin for the bright spots that Missouri had this year.
Thanks, AJ. Northeast Missouri saw some big-time performances all across the area. Let's start with one of the standouts, the Green City Gophers. Both the boys basketball team and the baseball team continued their impressive streak of district championships. The Hoopin' Gophers won their 5th title in a row this year and route to a quarterfinal finish. Then on the baseball diamond, Green City won their 7th district title in a row, going all the way to the quarterfinals themselves. From a dynasty to a team that finally broke through, what a great season was for the Macon Tigerettes in the softball circle. Not only did they win their first district title since 2017, they went all the way to the state Final Four, finishing 3rd for the 2nd time in school history, tying them for the best finish as a program. Over in Putnam County, it was a memorable year in the Gridiron up in Unionville as the Mighty Midgets went all the way to the state championship game. They stood tall to a 13-1 record, their first ever Grand Rivers Conference title, their first district title since 2006, and finishing 2nd in their class for the first time since 1989. Also, shout out to the North Shelby football team, winning their 4th district title in the past 5 seasons. It was a great year here in the Tri-States for our area teams, and hopefully 2026 we'll be back here this time next year to tell you all about it. For Ben Schmidt, Hayden Donaldson, AJ Johnson, myself, and our entire Tri-State Trusted Sports team, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Tri-States.